Okay, so regarding this simulation, Cadence shows of the of design of analog circuits. So what we want to do is, at this point in time, we're going to look at some of the simulation that has been done earlier. Here, let's look at this one. Let's take a look at some of these circuits design. Let's look at circuit 1. This one, we will launch it. Okay, so this is one of the circuits I designed earlier. So to be able to make this one bigger, just click on this. It's going to be bigger. And if we want to launch this particular circuit, what we just need to do is just to go to ADEL. So we go to ADEL. First is that we want to guess the DC operating point of this. So we'll carry out DC analysis. This is DC analysis. Go to DC analysis, okay. And from here we just click on launch. Carry out DC analysis. We want to check if it's actually successfully launched. It is successfully launched. So because of that, we now need to check the DC operating points. So to check the DC operating points, you first click on DC node voltages. What do you observe? You observe that voltages across each of the components is displayed. Also, the DC operating points of each of the components is also displayed. So if you want to see this properly, so you can expand. So to be able to expand this, so you can just scroll or put up your cursor, so you can see the values of the components, the power, the voltage, and the power of each of the components. Look at each of these. You see that it has the VDS value, the VGS value, the ID value, so the GM value, so the different values they are there. Also, you also need to ensure that this is also, the NMOS and the PMOS, that they are actually operating either in saturation region. You want to ensure that they operate in saturation region, and to be able to display that here, you click on this particular cursor here, this annotation setup. You want to see, you want them to be displayed there, whether they are actually having DC operating, whether they are in saturation or not in saturation, because that's important to note. So once you have that, so you just click on this. So you click on this one, you click on the NMOS. So you click on the NMOS, then you scroll down. So you give that particular DC operating point, you give it a name. So just come here, DC operating point. So you look for the region. You want to know the region that it belongs to. So you click on apply. So you'll be able to see whether it's in whatever region it is in. So we have the different region. We have region 1, region 2, region 3. If it's in region 1, that is, it means it is in linear region. Region 2 is in saturation. Region 3 is that's the cutoff. So if it's in region 3, that means the NMOS or PMOS is not functioning. It's not functional at that point. So we need to ensure that they are in the specified region. So you apply all the settings to all. So just click on OK. So I think those are the ones we have there. Okay, so we have all the regions there. So they are all in saturation region, which is what we want them, which is the region we want them to be in. So you can scroll down to be able to. So if it is getting too narrow, you just need to use this to expand it, to return it back to its default position, so that it encompasses the entire screen. Now that we have this in this region, so let's check. We want to see the transient analysis. I want to carry out transient analysis. To carry out transient analysis, you just come to this point. You click on tran. This is 1 micro. Okay. Now you run the transient analysis. You run the transient analysis. So we will need to check whether it is successful, which is very important. So we can say that it is successful. Then the next thing we want to look at is the outputs. We want to check the outputs of this particular circuits. So we want to get the output from here. So how do we get that? So you just go to output here, click on setup. Now you click on from design. You now go and pick the components, the outputs you want to check. If it is the voltage you want to check, we want to guess the voltage, the output voltage. So we click on the line. If it is current, we click on the node. So now that this one has been selected, then you click OK. You can see it has appeared here. You now click on OK, and once that is done, once this one is done, then you come back to ADEL. You can see that we now have the outputs. The inputs are here, then the output is here. So we now run this run this. We're able to see. So the license, we need to click it to generate the license. And at this point, we'll be able to see what is generated, the output that is generated, the transient analysis. So this particular wave is now generated, is the output that is generated from the circuits. Now from these circuits, we can get the graph properties. You can change the graph properties to the form that we can see. So we need to change this one. We need to change the letters so that the values can be displayed. Okay, so click on apply, click on OK. Okay, once this one is done, you can see that the values of the voltages can now be displayed. Then these ones, we can change the color. Probably we want it to be green. Change the style to solid, and change the width to thick. So we can see that this is the And we can also decide to change the to make it bigger or smaller. So this is now the display of the outputs. So these are the different things we can do to this. So this is the generated outputs for the circuits.